Hello, I'm back making more bath bombs. So last time I made bath bombs that were mandarin and mango. And if you want to see that video, because I went more into putting everything together, this time I'm trying to make the video shorter, as my last video was a little long. So I already put in the baking soda and the citric acid. I used 8 tablespoons of citric acid and 8 tablespoons of baking soda. I already mixed it around with wine. Seems like it needed it a little bit. This time I am making rose. Don't know if y'all can... Yep, right there. Rose. It's really pretty. You know, I kind of hate to use it. It has a real rose in the middle. I mean, on the inside. In the middle. I don't know what I'm thinking. So... Sorry. This stuff was not in my way, but not supposed to be there. I'm gonna be making them rose, and I'm going to be coloring them. I know it's not an accurate color, but that's not actually what it's going to look like. It's going to be, this is a neon pink I use food coloring, so this was the neon package. So I'm going to add, I added 8 of those, so I'm going to have 4. And again, awesome deal on this cornstarch. 4. 1, 2, 3. Now, I don't measure anything. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. I measure everything, but I just kind of wing it. Like, I'm gonna add, like, a little more than 4.5. Just because that's what I feel like doing. The joys of making your own stuff and not having to go buy a recipe, which is part of the reason I love making soap and bath bombs and stuff. So, mix all that together. Again, with the stuffy stuff. Okay, whew. It's a good thing I'm outside. Let's see if I can open this. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like roses. My mom's going to love it. And again, I'm just winging it. Just guesstimating. I can already tell you that's not enough. Ooh. Oops. That went right out the top. I'm sorry about the camera angle. Yeah, I saw in my last video, I do not have a tripod yet. It is my next step. Well, I'll be posting videos, but when I can get one, I will be trying to get a tripod. Now, I like kind of moving my bucket around, my mixing bowl around a little bit when I mix, because I think it makes it a little easier. This scent's not as strong as the coconut mango was. Oh, and it's definitely not ready. Sorry if this gets kind of loud. It gets stuck in there sometimes, and you just gotta go with it. There we go. Oops. Well, that kind of hurt. But it's okay. I caught my finger on the side of the bowl. Yep, a lot of this is literally just making sure it's all incorporated. There's no huge chunks. First time I tried to make bath bombs, I was like, there's not supposed to be any clumps in it at all. I was freaking out. I was like, but there's clumps, you know, I need to get them out. It was insanity trying to get every single clump out. I realized that there's going to be clumps. As long as they're not clumps of wet powder around dry powder, then it's fine. For the most part. I mean, I make sure there's no big, huge clumps. But in order to mold it properly, there's going to be clumps in there. That's just how it is. But originally I was like, there's not supposed to be any. I was freaking out. It took me forever. So I just did that without showing you. So when I tested, I just kind of, and I keep doing it without bringing my hand up. Let's smell it. Yeah, it smells good. I mean, it's subtle. It is rose. So, I mean, it's not like, it's not going to smell like there's a million roses in the bath with you. It's going to smell like a subtle hint of rose, which is, you know, in my opinion, I would rather have a subtle hint of rose than just like there's a gajillion roses up your nose. That was not an accurate description. I'm just getting slightly tired. So I just grabbed some in my hand and I squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it like you know, molding it. You have to push down firmly. And then I know it's going to crack a little bit because my hand's separated, but I don't know if y'all can see, but I mean, it did pretty well. So I just kind of crumple it back in there. Try to get as much off my hands. Wipe them on this nifty towel because I've learned to keep something just to kind of wipe my hands off on. Okay, since that is good, I'm going to add my color. And I don't know how much of this I'm going to use. I'm just going to wing it. Now, that actually is turning into a really pretty color. Not the color I was expecting, but here's where you gotta make sure if there's clumps, they're not clumps of white powder. And this will tire your arm. Well, I don't know, it tires mine a lot. I mix a lot. So my last batch, for those of you who watched the last video, my last batch made 5, and I used You know what I forgot? Which, luckily, I can add now. Thinking about what was in my last batch, I remembered my powdered milk. 2 spoons. Actually, since it's for my mom, and she doesn't take baths very often, let's add 3 spoons. And, well, okay, I feel like adding 4 for some reason. It is a bigger batch than my last one, and I added 2 in that one. Make it a little more milky. And this is just oatmeal that I ground up, you know, as much as I could. Pulverized it, I think, is the setting I used. Don't remember. Yeah, 3 of this one. Actually, I'll use 3.5. Little, just a little normal spoon. I just kind of wing it. Just whatever I'm feeling. I actually like how that turned out, adding it in last. The oatmeal, you can't see the milk. It's such a fine, fine powder. I can't even see it in here. But the oatmeal, I don't know how to describe it. It's actually really pretty. Adds a different, oops, let's move this, see if I can. I don't know if you can see it, but oops, I'm spilling it. The oatmeal left, I mean, you can kind of see the oatmeal a little bit. Well, looks like my battery's dying. Sorry, I'm getting in y'all's way. So yeah, it actually turned out, you know, it's a really soft pink. It actually turned out really pretty. It was, when I first put the color in, it was definitely a deeper pink. Thought it would stay that color, but it actually went to the color I wanted originally. Let's put the cap on this because I have a tendency of spilling things. Sorry, I was staring at that little rose in there. So the bath bomb molds I use are actually the base of an Easter egg. I scoop it and I kind of press it against the wall of the bowl. Scoop it again, press it. Now I do it again in the palm of my hand. I'll just kind of use the 2 palms like this. Press really tight. Y'all can't see anything I'm doing, I'm sorry. I just kind of wipe off the excess so it's flat. Push with my thumbs a little bit. Get around the edges. Now I used to just tap with my fingernails, but it really started ruining my fingernails, and I noticed they'd break, or I'd get bath bomb stuff deep underneath my fingernails, and it hurt. So that's the bath bomb. Maybe you can see the oatmeal a little better. Yeah, the color doesn't always, I mean, the way I do it anyway, it leaves spots, but I think it looks really pretty. I mean, it's a decent size. It makes good fizziness, I guess it's called. I'm not exactly sure what to call it, but push it up against the side. gosh. Make sure it's packed in. Listen to me not knowing how to talk. Make sure it's packed in there really nicely. I just kind of tap a little bit. Oh. And just kind of shake it out a little bit. I'll do one more because I don't think y'all seen that one. I really apologize for how bad of an angle this is. Mix it around again. Scoop, press. Scoop, press. Now let me see if I can turn a little bit. Pressing. You can press with your fingertips if you want.